Welcome, everyone, to today's broadcast of Wildcat Softball as the Morgan Trojans are in town to take on the South Summit Wildcats. It's 57 degrees, sunny, and the wind is blowing out, ready for some home run balls today. We're going to get underway with the national anthem in a minute or two here. South Summit is 10-8 on the season, 1-2 in region, sitting currently in 5th place. RPI, they're sitting at 7th. While Morgan is 7-3, they've played a lot less games, 1-1 in region, 1-1, and they're 3rd place in region, but their RPI ranked number 1. So it should be a great game today as Morgan is bringing to the mound. It was Callie Averett. She's 2nd in the region with a 2.5 ERA. So the Wildcats will have some work to do to face a great pitcher like Callie Averett. We'll be back in a moment with the national anthem. This is Jeremiah Fierro bringing you Wildcat Softball. That's good enough. I'll sing it. Thanks, Ken.
Welcome to Wildcat Stadium for today's game between the Morgan Trojans and your South Summit Wildcats. If we get the ladies on the line, please. We'll have everybody please stand, face the flag here to the west for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
All right.
Starting lineups for the Morgan Trojans. Leading off, number 12, the shortstop, Lexi Hartman. Batting second, number 8, the third baseman, Cassidy Wardell. Batting third, number 20, second baseman, Kaya Peterson. I apologize. Batting fourth, number 10, center fielder, Josie Kelly. Batting fifth, number 3, left fielder, Tierney Carter. Batting sixth, number 1, the catcher, Ava Berkland. Batting seventh, number 23, the pitcher, Callie Averett. Batting eighth, number 27, the designated player, Payson Irwin. And batting ninth, number 17, right fielder, Gwen Picard. Your flex player today, number 15, playing first base, Stacey George. And for the South Summit Wildcats, leading off, number 3, shortstop, Mariah Bowen. Batting second, playing center field, number 7, Malia Olson. Batting third, the catcher, number 6, Brinley Stapleton. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 10, Emma Groffman. Batting fifth and playing third, number 18, Javian Clay. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Adeline Ace. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 12, Coughlin Lauer. Batting eighth, designated player, number 8, Cindy Crystal. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 5, Sarah Duke. And playing right field, number 17, Kelby Pierce. The Wildcats are coached by Kobe Bowen. The Trojans by Hayden Roberts.
All right, hopefully you heard that lineup from Mike Roof, who's doing the live calling in the game. As Toshlin Louder takes the mound to warm up a little bit. We got Emma Broadbent at first base, Addie Ace over at second, Mariah Bowen at short, Javian Clegg at third. Looks like Sarah Duke is in left field, Malia Olson in center, and Kelby Pierce over in right field. Behind the plate today for our umpire would be Stephen Sutherland. Not sure who the field umpire is. Apologize about that. Beautiful day. Nice and sunny. In Camas, Utah, 57 degrees. It's about as good as it gets for spring softball. We'll take it. Once again, as I said earlier, that wind is blowing out. So maybe there'll be some long, deep shots today. We'll see what happens. Tasha Louder on the mound. She has 10 wins under her belt, leads the region, but will be facing Callie Averett, who is second in the region with ERA with a 2.5, and only allowing 2.5 with that low of an ERA. It's going to be tough for these Wildcat bats to handle. Looks like coming up first will be the shortstop, number 12, Lexi Hardman. As the Wildcats gather around second base, head to their positions. We're about to get underway here. First pitch from Louder as Lexi squares up with a beautiful bunt. No chance as that bunt just died 5 yards from home plate. Brinley Stapleton fielded it cleanly, but there's absolutely no play with the speed of Lexi Hardman. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 8, Cassidy Wardell, with a runner on first, no outs. Stapleton throws down to second as Lexi Hardman steals on her first pitch and is in there safely. So, Trojans threatening to score here early in the first inning with a runner in scoring position. Cassidy, on those last two pitches, has attempted to bring her bat down for a bunt, but hasn't quite squared it up. But she's ahead of the count, 2-0. That time she fouled that one off as she tried bunting it. Oh. Looks like she didn't foul it off. Just in the dirt. As Brinley Stapleton is saying, that ball was fouled off the bat. That's what I thought from up here, as the umpires are going to talk it over. Just the fact for that ball to bounce off the way it did seems like it would be a foul ball. We'll see what the call is. As Coach Cody Bowen heads out, looks like we're going to have a there we go. Clear it up. It looks like the ball actually hit the batter. So it's a dead ball. Strike is called for making the attempt. And now Coach Haley Roberts coming to talk that one over. And we're all cleared up. 2-1 count here to Cassidy Wardell. Runner stays on third base. And there's a line drive up the middle. The run's going to score anyway. RBI for Cassidy Wardell as Lexi Hartman comes across the plate. Lexi with her .667 average on the season. It's just raising that a little bit. She sits number 1 in the region. Probably a lot of bunts like that. Hard to throw out speed. That'll bring up the second baseman, Kaya Peterson, as Cassidy Wardell, the third baseman, takes a lead off first. Ball 1. Up high, ball 2. Down in the turf, handled well by Stapleton. Ball 3. So very behind in the count for Louder. Just got to throw a strike here. As Peterson, who's batting .414 on the season, takes ball 4, puts runners on first and second. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 10, Josie Kelly.
Now batting number 10, Josie Kelly.
Kelly batting .500 on the season. No outs, runners on first and second. Called strike 1. So Wildcats trying to dig themselves out of a little hole here with no outs. 1 run across already. Another runner in scoring position. Another one behind her on first base. As that ball's fouled off by Kelly, the number 4 hitter, for strike 2. Foul ball. Oh, 2 count to Josie Kelly as Louder gets her sign. Another foul ball. Count stays 0-2. There is a chopper down the line. Foul ball just off the line by about an inch or so. Close to being extra bases. Still a 0-2 count. If I was Louder, I'd probably try and give Kelly something to chase here. Nothing in the zone. She's swinging at everything. There it is. Tries to do a little change up. It's up high. Ball 1. Sometimes when you're pounding that zone, you really don't want to give up that streak. Just keep pounding. There's a fly ball to the left side. Over to catch that is Sarah Duke. Makes the first out of the inning. Just what the Wildcats needed. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 3, Kearney Carter. Carter is a senior, batting .483 on the season. Sitting in the 5 hole. She bunts that one right down the line. Third baseman picks it up. It's Javian Clegg. Not enough time as Carter had the Wildcats tricked on that one. loads the bases. Clegg fielded that cleanly, fired it down, but nowhere near in time with the speed of some of these Trojan players. So now bases loaded. The catcher, Ava Birkland, up to bat. Birkland takes strike one. Ava is batting .417 on the season. Couple extra base hits. She's got 10 RBIs. Could add on big time with one swing right here. Fly ball to the right side. Pierce goes charging over. It's over her head to the fence on one bounce. One run will score. 2 runs coming across. They hold the runners on third. And Birkland adds to her already 4 doubles to make it 5 and 2 more RBIs. Trojans quickly up 3-0 on the Wildcats, still with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 23, Callie Averett. Averett only batting .267 on the season. And she hits a rip line drive, one hopper to the left fielder Duke, who bobbles a little bit but gets the ball in. Throws home, and while she does that, Callie Averett with the heads up running heads over to second base. Averett with an RBI. And that'll bring up the designated player, number 27, Kaysen Irvin, batting .381 on the season, takes strike one. What I see on Max Preps, but who knows if that's right. There's a little blooper foul ball as Louder, Clegg, and Stapleton all crashing in towards it, just out of reach. Strike two. Ball one, up a little high. Foul ball. Count stays 1-2. Called strike three. That change up fooled Irvin. Second out of the inning. Runner still in scoring position, standing on second and third. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Gwen Ricard. Ricard batting .261 on the season. Swing and a miss, strike one. Ricard, just a sophomore. It's a line drive right out over the shortstop's outreached hand of Bowen. It's going to be a base hit, bringing in 2 RBIs. Big hit from Ricard there. Morgan's now up 6-0 here in the top of the first inning. That'll get us back to the top of the lineup. Number 1 hitter in 3A with a batting average of 667 plus, Lexi Hardman. Swing and a miss, strike one. Little outside, ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Lexi. She squares up to bunt. Here's the pitch, pulls back, little slapper to the shortstop, right underneath the glove of Mariah Bowen. Then it gets through to the fence past Malia Olson. She hustles back, bobbles it. That's going to be an inside the park home run, as the Wildcats unable to field that one cleanly. Trojans just hammering the ball here in the top of the first inning. Wildcats heading to the mound to talk this one over. No coaches out there. They're talking on their own. Trying to figure out what's going on here as the Trojans are up 8-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
Now batting number 8, Cassidy Wardell.
That'll bring up the third baseman, number 8, Cassidy Wardell. Batting .304 on the season. Cassidy just a sophomore. That's going to be a line drive to the center fielder, Malia Olson. Hauls it in for the third out of the inning, but not before the damage has been done. 8-0, Trojans on top as we move to the bottom of the first inning.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 3, shortstop Mariah Bowen.
Trojan defense has Stacy George at first base, Kaya Peterson at second base, Lexi Hardman shortstop, Cassidy Wardell at third. Pitching is Callie Averett. Catching is Ava Berklin. In left, Kearney Carter. In center field, Josie Kelly. In right field, Gwen Ricard. And the shortstop, Mariah Bowen, steps up to the plate for South Summit. Down 8-0, takes ball 1. Up high, ball 2. Mariah Bowen has 33 runs scored so far this season. Leads 3A in that category. That's going to be called strike 1. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Bowen. Mariah also has 21 RBIs. It's a big stat for the leadoff hitter. She's number 5 in 3A there. And Bowen hits that one off the end of her bat. It's going to ground out to the second baseman, Kaya Peterson.
Next up for the Wildcats, number 7, center fielder Malia Olson.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Malia Olson. Malia batting .417 on the season. She herself has 26 RBIs. Little high, ball 1. That one's off the end of the bat, foul ball. Steve Sutherland takes that ball out of play. He knew right away that could have been scuffed up the way that was hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Callie Averett gets her sign, here's the pitch to Olson. Hard hit ball down the left side. That's a fair ball. Malia rounds first, heading to second. She's going to take a little bit of a lead there, come back to the bag. And Olson has herself a double.
Now batting number 6, catcher Brindley Stapleton.
That'll bring up the catcher, Brindley Stapleton. Brindley batting .509 on the season. She also has 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. So Brindley having a good year, the senior catcher. Amazing defensive catcher. Offense obviously pretty sharp as well as she takes strike one. Speedy Olson on second base. Up high, ball 2. As much as you want to risk sending Olson to third base on a steal, when you're down 8-0, you need your batters to come through to score your runs and not try to manufacture them. Just a little high, ball 2. Inside, ball 3. So Stapleton ahead in the count, 3-1. Runner in scoring position. She's looking for one pitch. We'll see what Brindley does. As Averett waves off the call, gets a pitch she likes. Here's the delivery. That's going to be up high, ball 4, and Stapleton will take first base. We'll probably get a speed up runner for Stapleton, as she is the catcher. Looks like the speed up runner is number 2, Rael Louder. Emma Broadbent, the senior first baseman, steps up to the plate. She leads 3A softball in RBIs with 29. Sperklin goes out, talks it over with her pitcher. And Broadbent steps into the box. She bats from the left side. Outside, ball 1. Wildcats would benefit greatly from a deep ball here. That one's outside. Corner called strike 1. Emma is batting .547 on the season. She's got 2 home runs. And she hits a hard line drive. That one's going to the fence, right in the gap between the right fielder, center fielder. Here comes Olson. They're going to hold Rael Louder up at third base, and Broadbent with an RBI double puts the Wildcats on the board. Runners on second and third with 1 out as the junior third baseman, Javian Clegg, steps up to the plate. Clegg is batting .360 on the season. She's got herself 15 RBIs. That ball backs her up a little bit. Ball 1. Here's the pitch from Averett. Hard hit ball deep left side. It's going, gone. Goodbye. As Javian Clegg hits a bomb over the left field fence. The only thing the left fielder could do is stare at that sail. 3-run home run. Wildcats creeping up on the board. Cut the lead from 8-0 to 8-4. And they still have 2 outs to go here in this inning, and we want to put up some more as that second baseman, Addie Ace, steps up to the plate. Coach Haley Roberts out to the mound to calm her team down. Let them know we had an 8-0 run. We got to hold this stuff. Sorry, 8-0 lead. Cut down to 8-4. Coach Bowen's got to be happy about the offensive production here against pitcher Callie Averett. Looks like we might be having a pitching change already, as the catcher, Ava Berkland, takes off the catcher's gear, hands it over, and she's stepping out to the mound. So we will take a break here as Berkland warms up and the Wildcats chase out Averett here in the first inning. We'll be back in a moment. All right, now to bat for the Wildcats is Clegg as the, sorry, not Clegg, is aced as the Trojans did a defensive change here. The catcher went to pitching, Berkland. The first baseman, if I can get this correctly, Stacy George, is now catching, and the starting pitcher, Callie Averett's, now playing first base. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 aced. She's probably going to get the take sign here, as Berkland coming into the game throwing 3 straight balls. Coach Bowen wants to see her throw a strike, and she does it there. Little ground ball. She looks like, oh, no one was paying attention there. Ace could have grabbed second base, as the catcher, George, could not find that ball. Wildcats with a runner on first with 1 out. Here comes the pitcher, Toshlyn Louder. Berkland with 4 balls in a row. Make that 5 as that is up high. Ball 2. 6 in a row from Ava. She's lucky this isn't TCU. If you know, you know. Oh, that ball's overthrown to the center fielder, and heads up running by Ace as she takes second base. We have a 3-0 count to the pitcher, Louder. And the Trojans heading to the mound to talk this one over. Not what Coach Haley Roberts was expecting when her team comes up with an 8-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Wildcats fighting hard back, trying to cut this lead down. I don't know what's going on there. Ace just tried to steal third base in case they didn't call timeout when they went to the pitcher's mound, but it sounds like they did call timeout. So she's back to second. Three-0 count to Louder. Game on. It's going to be ball 4. 8 balls in a row from Birkeland as she's entered the game. That'll bring up the freshman designated player, number 8, Sydney Crystal. Up high, ball 9. To Crystal, ball 1. There's the first strike. Oh, no, that was down a little low. 2 balls, no strikes to the freshman Crystal. Birkeland now with 10 balls in a row. Make that 11. Pass ball, runners go. Throw down to third base, hits the runner. Oh, man, that's not right. All she did was peg Addie Ace right in the kneecap. Man, that's a tough one. Definitely not done on purpose, but it still hurts nonetheless. As Ace trying to walk that off, she's limping a little bit. I'd be limping a lot of bit. "11 balls in a row from Birkeland. Crystal sure has the take sign here. There's the first strike from Ava. 3 balls, 1 strike to the freshman Crystal. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Up high, ball 4. So Birkeland has walked the bases loaded.
Now batting left fielder number 5, Sarah Duke.
That'll bring up the left fielder, sophomore number 5, Sarah Duke. Coach Bowen giving her some instruction, probably telling her to take till she gets a strike. That's what I would have said. Ball 1. Birkeland trying to figure this out. She's got some speed. Ball 2. Duke is taken here. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to the sophomore. Duke pops that one up. It's going to be tough to handle. Right fielder comes crashing in. It's a fair ball. Duke with the single. Here comes 1 run. They're sending Louder home. She scores 2 runs. Ball gets through. Backed up by Birkeland. Picks it up over at the dugout. And Sarah Duke, the number 9 hitter, sophomore, with a 2 RBI base hit. And that'll bring Wildcats back up to the top of the order as the shortstop Mariah Bowen, who is batting .566 on the season, will step up to the plate. Wildcats go from 8-0 to 8-6 as Bowen takes a ball. Base hit ties this game up if it's in the right spot. Ball 2. Bowen, a very disciplined hitter, will wait for something over the middle of the plate before she swings. That one just over the outside corner, strike 1. Ava trying to find that zone. Here's the pitch from Birkeland. Outside. Ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike to Bowen. Outside ball 4. Bowen takes first. Base is now loaded. Center fielder, number 7, Malia Olson, steps up to the plate. Looks like we're going to have another visit from Haley Roberts to the mound. Big decision to take out Callie Averett with a 2.5 ERA in that first inning when the Wildcats put a couple hits up. Brings in Birkland, who can definitely throw hard, but just struggling to find the zone. As the Trojans talk this one over, here comes home plate umpire Steve Sutherland to get them moving. Have no idea what he's writing down out there, but it looks serious. Looks like we're going to have... Nope, not a pitching change. Birkland stays out there. Olson steps into the box. Awaits the first pitch from Birkland. That's going to be just outside. Ball 1. Birkland getting frustrated. She wanted a strike there. You could see her body language. Down low. Ball 2. Outside, pass ball. Runner stays. Smart as that one bounces off the short backstop. 3-0 count to Olson, the center fielder. She'll have the take sign for sure. Ava will have to throw something over the middle of the plate. Ball 4. Wildcats score another run.
Number 6, the catcher, Brindley Stapleton.
As Sydney Crystal crosses the plate on the walk, that'll bring up Brindley Stapleton, the catcher. Birkland very much struggling to find this strike zone. That one's up high. Ball 1. Ball 2. All right, we're going to have a pitching change as Haley Roberts heads out to the mound. We'll be back in a moment. So Coach Haley Roberts puts the defense back the way it was when the game started. Sends in sends Callie Averett back to the mound. And Ava Birkland back to catching. And Stacy George back to first base. 3 balls, 1 strike to the catcher, Stapleton. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Averett. Up high, ball 4. That'll walk in a run. Game now tied, 8-8.
Next up for the Wildcats, first baseman number 10, Emma Broadbent.
That'll bring up Emma Broadbent to the plate. As Rael Louder out to run for Stapleton the second time this inning. Wildcats have now sent 13 batters up to the plate. Broadbent hits a chopper right up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. They hold Olsen at third base. So Broadbent with another RBI to add to her region lead. That'll bring up Javian Clegg, the third baseman. Javian, little check swing there. Strike 1. Up high, ball 1. There's a hard hit ball down the left side, foul ball. It was Clegg with the 3-run home run that put Averett out to begin with. She gets to face her again here in this first inning. Bases loaded this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Change up. Ball 2. Foul ball. Clegg staying alive there. Calls time to tie her shoe. Basically a 1-0 ball game here in this first inning. But actually 9-8. Sorry, that's just the math teacher inside of me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still to Clegg. A little ahead of the pitcher, Averett. Got to get her timing down. Fouls that one off. Broadbent on first. Looks like Rael on second. Malia Olsen on third. Oh, that was a tough pitch right there. Change up. Just outside. Ball 3. Three-two count, bases loaded, 1 out. Here we go. Swung on and missed as Averett wins that battle. Big out for the Trojans.
Now batting second baseman number 9, Adeline Ace.
As Javian Clegg goes down swinging. That'll bring up the second baseman, Addie Aced. Ace batting .336 on the season. Takes strike 1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Addie. Strike two, right over the inside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Averett trying to pitch out of this jam. Swung on, hard hit ball, dropped by the first baseman. She'll pick it up and get the force out. As the Wildcats put up 9, Trojans put up 8. We have a 9-8 ball game as we go into the top of the second inning. We'll be back. All right, as we start this second inning, the second baseman, Kaya Peterson, will step up to the plate. Hard hit ball. It's going to be fair. It's going to go to the fence on the left field, past the left fielder. Kaya rounds to second base. In there with a leadoff double as the Trojans pick up right where they left off. Those offensive bats swinging. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 10, Josie Kelly. There's a changeup called strike one. As the umpire Sutherland is going to talk about something over there to the Morgan bench. Maybe they didn't agree with that call. Hard hit ball, deep left field. Going back is Duke off the fence on one hop, fields it cleanly. Runner gets caught, but heads back to third base. May have been a play there, but that's a stand-up double for Kelly, the center fielder. Now runners on second and third. That'll bring up the left fielder, Kearney Carter. As Coach Ashley Clegg heads out to the mound. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change. Is that Javian Clegg taking the mound? Tasha Louder will probably move over to third base. We'll be back in a moment as the junior Clegg gets her warm-up pitches in. All right. The junior Javian Clegg on the mound. Pitching to number 3, Kearney Carter. Swinging a miss. Strike one. There's a fly ball just in between the center fielder and the shortstop, and coming crashing in is Malia Olson, the center fielder, to make the play for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 1, Ava Berkland.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Ava Berkland. There's some Hershey Kisses over there for you. We wouldn't worry about it. I'll just keep saying the score. If you want to, you surely can. So, Berkland, strike one. Pop up, just out of play. Strike two. As Javian coming in, pounding that zone. Throwing a bunch of strikes. Till I jinxed her. Ball one. One and two to Berkland. Two runners in scoring position. That ball must have hit her foot. So bases now loaded.
Now batting number 23, Callie Averett.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Callie Averett. Nine-8 ball game. Trojans threatening to take the lead back with one swing of the bat here. And there's a high fly ball. Center field comes Olson. Under it, makes the play. Just what the Cats needed. Runners stay in their spots. That'll bring up number 27, the designated player, Kaysen Irvin.
Number 27, Kaysen Irvin.
Here's the pitch from Clegg. Down low, ball one. Same spot, ball two. Clegg gets her sign. The 2-0 pitch, up high, ball three. Inside, ball four. As Clegg walks in a run, not charged to her. That one's getting charged to Louder. Still doesn't make Clegg feel any better.
Now batting number 17, Gwen Ricard.
That'll bring up Gwen Ricard, the right fielder. Inside. Ball one. Up high, ball two. Sorry, Javian, it's all my fault. I jinxed you. Ball three, throw down to third base. hits the center fielder, J.C. Kelly, right in the back. Nine ball game, bases loaded, 2 outs. The number 9 hitter, Rickard, up to bat, swings. Deep ball, center field, going back is Olsen, but she can't go back far enough as there's a grand slam from Gwen Rickard to put her Trojans back on top, 13-9. Big hit from the number 9 hitter.
Now batting number 12, Lexi Hardman.
That'll bring up Lexi Hardman. Once again, the number 1 batting average in 3A softball. She's got speed. You figure if she puts it in play, she's going to be safe. Louder comes in a couple steps. Here's the pitch from Clegg. There's a slapper right down the right side, fielded by Pierce.
Next up for the Trojans, number 8, Cassidy Wardell.
There's a single for Hartman. That'll bring up the third baseman, Cassidy Wardell. So 13-9. Wild pitch. Hardman easily takes second base. Called strike. Down low. Throw to third base. Gets past the shortstop, Bowen. It's going to be a play at the plate. And they nailed her at home plate as the speedy Hardman tried to get through on the passed ball throw to third base. And that must have been Sarah Duke out there backing up in the right time. Nails her out at home plate. Morgan coach is not liking it. Home plate umpire Steve Sutherland couldn't be in a better position than that. Oh, they're trying to call interference. Definitely out at the plate. Don't know about the interference stuff. And we're going to move on. But the grand slam puts the Trojans up by 4. So they are up 13-9 as we move to the top of the second inning. Up to the plate will be Toshlin Louder. She takes ball one inside. Swing and a miss, strike one. That's a foul ball. Strike two. I thought it was a foul ball. Maybe not. Looks like 1 ball, 2 strikes. Change up. Just a little high. 2-2. Just inside, ball 3. So, full count to Louder. Her team down by 4. It's going to take ball 4. Just what the Wildcats needs, a base runner.
Now batting number 8, Sydney Crystal.
That'll bring up the freshman designated player, number 8, Sydney Crystal. Sydney, a great athlete. Glad to have her here at South Summit. Takes inside, ball 1. Here's the pitch from Averett. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Good off-speed pitch there from Averett. Gets Crystal swinging, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the freshman. That one's going to be down low. 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Crystal goes down swinging. That'll bring up the left fielder, Sarah Duke. Duke, the one to get the Wildcats out of that jam last inning as she fires the pass ball back home. Stapleton with a great tag to get out the speedy Hardman. Duke swinging a miss. I believe she had 2 RBIs with a single turning into a double in her last at bat. Swung on a little late. Strike 2. So Averett kind of getting back into her comfort zone. Just inside, ball 1. That's going to be a hard hit ball to the center fielder. Makes a great play as she outstretches her glove as far as it goes. And Josie Kelly with a huge out.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 3, Mariah Bowen.
Off the bat of Sarah Duke, who hit that ball very well. Just got out defensed by Kelly, who's out there celebrating in center field. That'll bring the Wildcats back to the top of their order. The shortstop, Mariah Bowen, steps up to the plate. Hard hit ball to the shortstop, one hopper. Throws over to first base for the out. And the Trojans get out of that one. Wildcats leave one stranded as we move to the 3rd inning. Morgan 13, South Summit 9. All right, so far the difference in this game, 4 runs, happens to come off the bat of Gwen Ricard with a grand slam home run in the last inning. Put her team up 13-9. Javen Clegg in for relief pitching for Toshlin Louder. Here in the top of the third inning, first pitch is down low in the turf, ball 1. Cassidy Wardell at the plate. Ball 2. Hard hit grounder to the shortstop. Bowen fires over to first base for the first out of the inning as Wardell grounds out to the shortstop. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 20, Kaya Peterson. Peterson is batting .414 on the season. And there's a long shot, deep left field, going, gone, goodbye. As Peterson hits a home run over the left field fence to give her team another run. Trojans now up 14-9. Well hit ball, line drive home run. That'll bring up the center fielder, Josie Kelly, who made the great defensive play in the last inning. Kelly batting .500 on the season. Takes ball 1. Hard hit, line drive, base hit over the third baseman. Duke fields it cleanly, fires into second base. Aced back to her pitcher. And Kelly in there with the single. That'll bring up number 3, the left fielder, Kearney Carter. So 1 out. There's the home plate umpire. Tells the Morgan bench to get back inside their dugout. Looks like Clegg is coming out to make a pitching change, I believe. It looks like L.J. Lubin, the freshman, going to come in and throw some for the Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment as she warms up. All right. Looks like Javian Clegg over at third base. L.J. Lubin, the freshman, in on the mound. Did Toshlin Louder move out to right field, I believe? So that means Kelby Pierce now on the bench. As Kearney Carter squares off the bunt, fires down to first base. They're going to call her out. What a play from Clegg. Good job by the left fielder, Kearney Carter, to move that runner over from second to third. She did her job. 2 outs now as the catcher, Ava Birkland, steps up to the plate. Birkland batting .417 on the season. Big hit, deep left field. It's going back, and it is gone. Goodbye, just inside the foul line as Birkland hits a 2-run home run. And the Trojans, I believe now with their 3rd home run of the game, playing some offensive softball here as they are now up 16-9. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 23, Callie Averett, with 2 outs. Ball comes in from the fence, handed off to the home plate umpire. And Averett steps into the box. Here's the pitch from Lubin. Up high, ball 1. We told you at the beginning of this game, this wind is blowing out. We could see some home runs. And we surely have. Down low, ball 2. LJ, the freshman, in working for the Wildcats in this varsity game, as a hard hit ground ball to Clegg. That's why they call it the hot corner, and she handles it well as she fires over to first base for the final out of the inning. But not before some more damage is done. Trojans put up 3 more. They are now up 16-9 as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Okay, Wildcats down by 7 here in the bottom of the 3rd. They send up the center fielder, Malia Olson, batting in the 2-hole. Outside, ball 1. Over the outside corner, strike 1. Right off the end of her bat, slow chopper to third base. Malia running that one. She's safe. Olsen with some speed. It runs in her family. We'll call that an infield hit. That'll bring up the catcher, Brinley Stapleton. as she faces Averett. Down low, ball one. Up high, ball two. High fly ball to the third baseman. Makes the play for the first out of the inning. As Stapleton pops that one up. That'll bring up senior Emma Broadbent. Emma batting .547 on the season. Takes outside, ball one. Emma's had a very productive career here as a Wildcat at South Summit. We'll be sad to lose her, but happy for her as she moves on. I believe she's going to college in West Virginia. Play some volleyball. And learn and get educated as well. See the world. Off the end of her bat, foul ball. So 2 balls and a strike to Broadbent. Here's the pitch. Just outside, ball 3. Swing and a miss. What a change up from Averett. Emma could have swum at that one twice. Full count. Up high, ball 4. Broadbent will take first. Olsen will move over to second. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 18, Javian Clegg. Clegg with 2 great defensive plays in that last inning. Swings and a miss. Strike 1. She also has that 3-run home run in the first inning and struck out swinging. Foul ball. Strike 2. Averett's changeup is looking good. Is that a foul ball? I think it was. 0-2. Big, hard hit, left side. It's going to be foul. If she would have straightened that one up, it would have been her second home run of the game. Another foul ball down the left side as Clegg is ahead of the pitcher, Averett. Got to get her timing down here. Still an 0-2 count. Those last 2 hits, foul balls, I wouldn't be surprised to see anything but a changeup here in this next pitch from Averett. Swing and a miss as she gasses her out. Strike 3.
Now batting number 9, Adeline Ace.
That'll bring up Addie Ace, the second baseman. Wildcats with runners on first and second in Broadbent and Olson. 2 outs, down by 7 runs here in the bottom of the third inning. Junior Ace takes ball 1 as they throw down to first, trying to hold Emma close to the bag. Foul ball. Hard hit ball to the shortstop. Fields it cleanly. Fires over to first base. Takes her off the bag. She's going to be safe. Fire over to third. Olsen gets back. Base is now loaded. As we'll call that an E6 from the shortstop. Wildcats with more life as Toshlin Louder steps up to the plate. Good speed from Ace. Her sister Aaliyah graduated last year. If she's out there watching us tonight, shout out to you, Aaliyah. Ball 1. Ooh, what a changeup. That pitch is filthy from Averett. Strike 1. So 1-1 count to Louder with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Her team down by 7. Wildcats desperately need a hit. It's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. Changeup. Toshlin has to hold up her swing right over the plate, so she swung at it, foul ball. But she had about a second delay in that swing. It's got to be a 15-mile-per-hour difference in those pitches. Hard hit ball up the middle. That's going to score a run. Broadbent steps on third as it's fielded cleanly by the center fielder, Josie Kelly. But Louder does her job, gets one across.
Number 8, Sydney Crystal.
That bases stay loaded with 2 outs. That'll bring up the freshman, Sydney Crystal. Let's see if Sydney can make the adjustments on Averett. Grounder to the second baseman. Mishandles it, but gets it back. Throws Crystal out at first for the 3rd out of the inning. Wildcats put up 1, 16-10, Trojans on top. All right, Trojans up by 6 here in the top of the 4th inning. Kaysen Irvin, the designated player, will step up to the plate. L.J. Lubine on the mound, the freshman for the Wildcats. Called strike one right over the inside corner. Up high, ball one. Down low, ball two. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Irvin. That wind's really blowing. Hard hit ball to the left side. I believe it's foul. Right up the middle. Base hit for Irvin. As she starts off this inning for the Trojans. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Gwen Ricard. Gwen had the grand slam home run in her last at bat. Pops that one up, out of play. Into the net over here on the left side. Strike one. Ricard squares up to bunt. Strike two. Stolen base, though, as Irvin takes second base as that ball is down in the turf. Oh, 2 count. Foul ball. Lubin gets her sign from the bench, checks her wristband, takes the mound. Here's the pitch. Dead ball off of Ricard's foot. Stays 0-2. What a play by Clegg to field that ball. Was hit so hard. Yes, the runner took third base, but she got that sure out. Awesome defense so far this game by the third baseman, junior Javian Clegg. That'll bring up Lexi Hardman. The shortstop squares up the bunt, pulls back, ball one. Pass ball, very rare to get by Stapleton like that. It does. The run scores. Trojans now up 17-10 as Irvin crosses home. Hardman up at the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Freshman Lubin ready to deliver. That's a hard hit ball over the in center fielder's head, Malia Olson, and the speed of Hardman is just unreal. As she's crossing second base by the time I would have made it halfway down to first.
Now batting number 8, Cassidy Wardell.
Now she's standing on third with that triple. That'll bring up the third baseman, Cassidy Wardell. Tell you what, Hardman should be running track too. Up high, ball one. Oh, hits the batter. Wardell will take first. Bring up the center fielder, number 10, Josie. Oh, sorry. Second baseman, number 20, Kaya Peterson. So, Trojans with runners on first and third. You'd think with the speed of Hardman, they'll probably go to steal a base here. There goes the runner. Pass ball. Hardman's going to come across easily. Looks like we're going to have pitching coach Clegg come out to the mound. Don't know what was going on there, but we'll be back in a moment. Pitching change for the Wildcats as the shortstop Mariah Bowen is now on the mound. Third baseman Javian Clegg moves over to short, and the right fielder Tosh Louder moves over to third. And it looks like Kelby Pierce back in the game over at right field. Two balls from Bowen. Hard hit ball, base hit, gets past the left fielder to the fence. Duke picks it up, fires in. The 1 run will score. And standing on second is Kaya Peterson with an RBI double.
Now batting number 10, Josie Kelly.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Josie Kelly. High fly ball, right side of the field. Oh, moving over is Pierce in foul territory. Can't get her glove under that one. Strike one. There's a line drive base hit. It's going to probably go to the fence, right in the gap between right and center field. Peterson will score, and Kelly standing on second. Back-to-back RBI doubles for the Trojans. They are now up by 10 in the top of the fourth inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Kearney Carter. See, rack one, swing and a miss. Foul ball, out of play. Strike two. That car was about to park there to that foul ball. Showed up in their spot and they decided to do something else. I would have too. Wild pitch. Runner's going to take third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2, Carter. 1 out. Another wild pitch. 2-2. Wildcats need to play some defense and then score some runs to extend this game. Change up, handled well. Moving out to center field towards the warning track was Olsen. Makes the catch. But sacrifice fly for Carter as Kelly crosses home. Another run for the Trojans, and that'll bring up the catcher, Ava Berkland. Just over the outside corner, strike one. Down low. 1-1 to Berkland. 2 outs. Trojans up 21-10. That one is just low. Ball 2. Berkland swing and a miss. Strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the fourth inning. Wildcats 10, Trojans 21. Mariah Bowen pitching to Ava Berkland, who fouls it off her foot. Staying alive. Ball 3. Little chopper to the second baseman, tough to handle. Throwing over to first is Addie Aced, who handled that tough grounder well for the final out of the inning. But not before some more damage has been done. The Trojans up by 11, 21-10 as we move into the bottom of the fourth. Leading off here in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Wildcats, number 5, the left fielder, sophomore Sarah Duke. Duke grounds one to the second baseman, bobbles it, fires over to first base for the out. One down. That'll bring up the shortstop, Mariah Bowen. Mariah definitely due for a hit. Called right over the outside corner. Strike one. Tough pitch to hit for Bowen. Outside, ball 2. Sorry, ball 1. Hard hit ball right back to the pitcher. Averett fields it cleanly. Bowen is out for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, center fielder, Malia Olson. Since they brought Averett back into this game, she's very much calmed down and got back to her normal self, pitching very well. One ball, one strike to Olson. Change up. Olson tries to hold on. Swings. Pops it up to the shortstop for the final out of the inning. Quick half inning there. As we'll be back in a moment. Trojans still up 21-10. All right, as we start off this fifth inning, the pitcher, Callie Averett, will step up for the Trojans. Mariah Bowen still on the mound. Ashley Clegg checking on her catcher. Ashley's been an assistant coach for the Wildcats ever since I can remember. Probably right after she graduated, she started helping out. There's the pitch from Bowen. Down low with the turf, ball 1. Hard hit ball to the right side. Looks like Sydney Crystal. Is that who's out there? I think it is. Makes the first out of the inning, the freshman.
Mason Irvin.
Just inside, ball one. Fans don't agree with that one. Doesn't matter what they say, though. Kaysen Irvin takes ball two. Up high, ball three. Four balls. To Irvin, puts her on first base. That'll bring up Gwen Ricard, the right fielder. Ball one. Strike one. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Ricard. Irvin standing on first. 1 out. Trojans up by 11. Hard hit line drive. It's going to go to the gap in between the left fielder and center fielder. They're going to hold up the runner at third as Ricard with a stand-up double.
Now batting number 12, Lexi Hartman.
That sends the Trojans back to the top of their order with the number 1 hitter in 3A, Lexi Hardman, stepping up to the plate. I believe Lexi's been on base almost every time she's been up. Probably why her on-base percentage is up around 750 for the season. You got to love those numbers if you're a coach. Squares up the bunt, pulls back. There's a ball. Bunts that one, just foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Lexi. Squares up, pulls back. There goes the bunt. Runs down first base. That's the first time she's been thrown out. But she does her job and scores the run as they focus on getting Lexi out at first. Number 27, Kaysen Irvin, crosses the plate as the Trojans get one more insurance run, trying to end this game here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Cassidy Wardell, the third baseman. Two outs, runner on third. Wardell, the number 2 hitter. Line drive to the left side. It's going to go to the gap. 1 hop to the fence. Run scores. Wardell standing on second with an RBI double. Trojans now up 23-10. That'll bring up the second baseman, Kaya Peterson. takes ball one. Inside corner called, strike one. There's a hard hit ball up the middle. Bobbled a little bit by the center fielder Olson. No damage though, as both runs were scoring. Sorry, the run was scoring. Runner stays on first.
Now batting number 10, Josie Kelly.
So Peterson with an RBI as she knocks in Wardell. That'll bring up the center fielder Josie Kelly. Trojans now up by 14. Up high, ball one. High fly ball to the right side. Crystal sliding over, makes the play for the final out of the top of the fifth inning. Trojans put up three more as they're up 24-10. Wildcats have one more chance to get 5 runs across to try and extend this game. South Summit sending their catcher, senior Brinley Stapleton, up to the plate. They desperately need some base runners here. Averett still pitching for the Trojans. Called strike one. One ball, one strike to Stapleton. Grounder right to the third baseman. Fires one hop. Misplayed by the first baseman. Tough play for Stacy George. As Cassidy Wardell fires over, short hops her. Rael Louder will step up to run for Brinley Stapleton, the catcher. That'll bring up Emma Broadbent. Outside, ball one. Ball two. Called strike one. Emma smiling on that one. She knows it was a good pitch. Up high, ball three. So 3 balls, 1 strike. To the senior first baseman. Outside, ball 4. Just what the Wildcats need. 2 runners to start off this inning.
Next up for the Wildcats, number 18, Javian Craig.
That'll bring up Javian Clegg, the third baseman. So far has had an amazing defensive game, if you ask me. Not bad with the offense either, with a 3-run home run. Exactly what the Wildcats need right here. Called strike 1 right over the middle of the plate. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clegg. Ooh, what a changeup. Strike 2. Javian holding up on that one. It was close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just inside, ball 3. So the count is full. Runners on first and second. Averett needs to throw a strike for her team here as the Wildcats looking to extend this game. That's going to be ball 4. Bases loaded with no outs. That'll bring up Addie Aced, the second baseman. They're all smashing pumpkins for her walk-up song. Ace takes ball 1. And it's Averett. Seems to be getting a little tired. Was well in control for the past 4 innings. There it is, strike 1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike to the junior ace. Rounder to the shortstop. She's going to turn 1, and they'll get the force out at second. It's about all they can do. So now runners at the corners.
Now batting number 12, Coughlin Lowry.
Senior Toshlin Louder steps up to the plate. Wildcats get 1 across. Called strike 1. Hard hit, foul ball. I think that went into the Wildcat dugout the way everybody was reacting there. Hopefully everyone's all right. Sutherland goes out to have some words. The catcher and the pitcher have no idea. Trying to hurry him up. No balls, 2 strikes to Louder. Foul ball. Strike 3 as Louder goes down swinging for the second out of this 5th inning.
Sydney Crystal.
That'll bring up the freshman, Sydney Crystal. Wildcats down to their last out unless they can get a couple runs across. Called. Strike 1. What a changeup. Filthy. Strike 2. Swung and a miss, and that's the ball game. As Crystal goes down swinging, the Morgan Trojans win this one over the South Summit Wildcats 24-11 off some pretty dang good offense from the Trojans. Wildcats putting a bunch of pitchers up there, but nobody could stop them. That's probably why they're ranked number 1 in the RPI. Good game from both the Wildcats and the Trojans. I think they play again in about 2 weeks at Morgan. So this is Jeremiah Fierro bringing you Wildcat TV. Hope you enjoyed the game. We'll see you again soon.